Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode on GTA 5 with Zero the Wanderer landing a helicopter to pick up their friend and everything going relatively straightforward. I mean, there's a few army jeeps around, but nothing crazy as they get in and try to take off quickly. Slight bit too much rotation on the helicopter. Tail fin lightly brushes a wooden post and lose the whole tail end. It's not ideal, really. It's not ideal. And this is actually from me. This is from Deep Rock Galactic, a mission where you have to protect a drill dozer, as it is called. Now, this is a randomly, procedurally generated caves, and well, that means sometimes you get some curious pathing, or in this case, you get a bulldozer that doesn't care about physics. Yes, we're just going to go up the invisible cliff, and that's a problem. Now, unfortunately, both the classes here have some form of grappling hook, so you can get back up to it, because that's definitely not how it's supposed to drive. Well done. Speaking of floaty things, Tony Ski on Cyberpunk has arrived at a location to find two floating cars. Not really what you want to find. Naturally, you have to explore the glitch and find out. Turns out, you get the first one, you can actually sit in it. It's still floaty, the wheels turn, but you can actually get in the car. Sure, I mean, it's not all that helpful. Well, that's one investigated. The second one only seems right. We have to go investigate that. Turns out you touch that one and it's insta-death. Yeah, don't touch the glitch, I guess. Zexter up next, also on Cyberpunk, minding their own business. Driving around, carries a little bit too much speed, gets a bounce, and hits a curb, launched over the railings and to the bottom of the river. You couldn't do that one better if you tried. I mean, it's literally like millimetres. It's like a millimetre less of a jump, and that car doesn't clear the barrier, but it's the initial bounce and curb, and then off to the swim. Mike is up next on Train Simulator. I think they were messing around with auto-switching tracks, and something went wrong with it. Something went very wrong with it, because that's not where the train is supposed to be going. It kind of got pinged back into the tunnel, it's then got lost, oh, and there it is, up into the sky. It looks like Snaky Bus, well, just Snaky Train, really. Yeah, that's. I can safely say that didn't work. That is not what trains are supposed to do, at all. Speaking of stuff going to the sky, we move next on to Grid. Now, initially we don't see all that much as the player car notices a dot on the map, stops moving, looks back to see something spiralling out of the sky. Yes, that's the car in second place. So, lead pair running quite close, car behind runs a smidge wide, but nothing crazy, and just gets launched. I didn't even touch the barrier, I don't think, just hit something in the curb and off to space it went. Dig Out Your Soul up next on a dirt rally. Now we see plenty of rolls land on your wheels pointing in the right direction. This one, though, clips the back of the car on the banking, and it's a spin to end up perfectly facing the right direction. Saved a little bit by the bank on the outside, but still, you couldn't have done that one much better if you tried there. Speaking of spins, Brendan spins an appropriate name, shall we say, on a set of Corsa here, with I think a modded car, modded track. Gets things a little bit too sideways, clips the wall, and the game decides, nope, we're going to launch your car a very, very long way. Now, from on board, you don't quite appreciate how fast and violent. Well, you can see how fast it's going, but yeah, the Ferrari is, I'd say, minding its own business, doing its thing. Just gets it a little bit wrong, can't catch it in time. Goes up the banking in the game, just nope. We're going to go and throw you across the map over in that direction. How dare you go a little tiny bit off course. Still on a set of Corsa, nickname with a classic Formula 1 car. Gets things wrong over a crest, ends up across the dirt, and now the car doesn't really know how to car. The wheels are at a funky angle, and the game's not really sure how to deal with any of this, and its way of dealing with it is have the car sink through the floor and jump and jitter around like crazy. It's definitely not very controllable anymore, or drivable. And I love it. The AI, I presume AI anyway, at least are still driving around like nothing's happened. Now it's going to go for the spins, yeah. Not quite as violent as the other Ferrari, but yeah, it's having a bad time. Still, the front wheel is stuck. Oh, and now going to almost all falls through the floor. The rest of the cars, they're all okay. Jim Ladd up next on R Factor 2. Now, this is with an AI trying to make an overtake and it not work. I believe there's an AI trying to overtake the player at that particular corner, and no, it didn't happen. They dove across the curb on the inside too much. It launched the car up onto its side. Almost kind of came back down, almost saved it, but no, it was just too much. We move to iRacing next with an Audi with the IMSA cars brushing a wall, and the game deciding, nope, you're going to go up to space, and it catches it on the fence. I mean, the catch fence did, as the name suggests, it very much caught the car. But yeah, it was fairly normal. Just a little tiny bit too much oversteer. Can't catch it in time before it hits the wall, but that's not That's not the outcome of a brush on the wall there. That's not quite how it should work. This is from the car behind that just turns a corner to see something flying through the air. Not normally what you find at all. And finally we have NASCAR on NASCAR Racing 2003 with everyone failing to get into the pit lane. Yes, pit lanes are difficult and confusing, and understand some circuits, you know, it can be difficult to get the car slowed down and everything. Is that a Honda? What mod is that? Anyway, I digress. Pit lanes are difficult. Everybody had a crash. I think that was an end of race as well, and they all managed to crash. Extra special bonus points for stupidity on that one for the AI cars. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit, you can via a Google form. There'll be a link to that in the description. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching. And until next time, a goodbye.